Hey, back again. I figured I would this should be a short video. I'm just going to go over Paul's letters, just the epistles in general as to, what they say about maybe the existence of Jesus. But bear in mind, um, these are maybe the oldest texts in the Bible, dating to maybe a decade after the crucifixion. You know, um, Paul started writing maybe around before 40, but I don't know if any of those letters ended up um, in the, you know, he was proselytizing by 40 AD, but I don't think he wrote Romans until maybe around 50, but still very, very close, closer than even Mark, and Mark's the youngest gospel. But still, Paul is horribly devoid of anything resembling, a first-hand account. By his own admission, never met Jesus in person. That's, uh, Galatians 1, 11 through 12, which I might add. Paul, Paul's an interesting character. He was previously known as Saul of Tarsus, and he was Hebrew, but he was also a Roman citizen, and he had some high standing as a Pharisee, actually, and before his conversion, vehemently he persecuted Christians. In Acts 8:1, he approves of the death of Saint Stephen. That's definitely a 180 to go from killing Christians to becoming the author of I would say majority of the books, or at least credited with being the author, majority of the books of the Bible. He's traditionally said to have been the author of 13 epistles, the Pauline epistles. Interesting, though. Literary experts, linguists, and a number of other scholars who study writing, and particularly historical writing, have looked at this, and from what I've seen, the consensus is 4 of them were written by the same hand. The rest were probably written by other people, maybe Paul's disciples. Maybe they were narrated. I don't know, but they weren't written by him. So I mean, these are actually the first 4. They're Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, and then Galatians, which Galatians, coincidentally, he says he never met Jesus. So very, very interesting. And I think G.A. Wells, actually, in his book, The Historical Evidence for Jesus, he sums things up very nicely when he says, the Pauline letters are so completely silent concerning the events that were later recorded in the Gospels as to suggest that these events were not known to Paul, who, however, could not have been ignorant of them if they had really occurred. These letters have no allusion to the parents of Jesus, let alone the virgin birth. They never refer to a place of birth, for example, by calling him of Nazareth. They give no indication of the time or place of his earthly existence. They do not refer to his trial before a Roman official, nor to Jerusalem as the place of execution. They mention neither John the Baptist, nor Judas, nor Peter's denial of his master. They do, of course, mention Peter, but do not imply that he, any more than Paul himself, had known Jesus while he had been alive. These letters also fail to mention any miracles Jesus is supposed to have worked, which is a particularly striking omission, since, according to the Gospels, he worked so many. Another striking feature of Paul's letters is that one could never gather from them that Jesus had been an ethical teacher. On only one occasion does he appeal to the authority of Jesus to support an ethical teaching, which the Gospels also represent Jesus as having delivered. These factors should not be ignored, and with this, we can really dismiss the epistles as firsthand historical evidence of Jesus, despite the fact that they're older than the Gospels. They were really the first Christian writings put down and saved. And they're crap. So, that's it. In the next video, I'll look at the two most quoted historians who are surprisingly not Christians, who are often really, really touted by Christians as saying, no, 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 no. These guys, not Christians, they said Jesus was real, and they're historians. And that's, of course, Josephus. We all know how that ends. And Tacitus, the Roman senator. And we'll give a good look at them, a Hebrew and a Pharisee at that, and a Roman senator, and pagan. So until next time, see ya.